Understanding your birth chart, an esoteric Reiki perspective. At Free Space 3Ps Reiki Academy, we believe that healing begins with self-awareness. Traditional Reiki teaches that every living being is connected through universal life energy. Throughout this academy, we expand upon that teaching by exploring astrology, the elements, and the chakra system as an additional tools for reflection and conscious living. Your natal birth chart is not used to predict your future. Instead, it serves as an energetic map that helps you better understand your natural strengths, challenges, patterns, and opportunities for growth. As you deepen your Reiki practice, your birth chart becomes another way to observe how your energy naturally expresses itself through the elements, the planets, the houses, and the chakras. Light, consciousness, and universal energy. Across many spiritual traditions, light symbolizes awareness, wisdom, and life itself. Modern science tells us that life on Earth depends upon the light of the sun. Our bodies respond to cycles of light and darkness through processes such as our circadian rhythm, which influences hormones like melatonin that help regulate sleep and wakefulness. Many esoteric traditions use light as a symbol for consciousness. Within the philosophy of this academy, universal life energy is understood as a sacred expression of that light. Reiki teaches us to become more aware of this universal life energy by practicing presence, compassion, and intentional healing. The heavens and the language of the stars. Since ancient times, people have looked toward the heavens as a source of inspiration and meaning. The word astrology comes from the study of the stars and the movements of the heavens. Within the Free Space 3Ps philosophy, the stars are viewed as symbols of universal order and cosmic rhythm. Just as moon influences tides and seasonal cycles shape life on Earth, astrology invites us to reflect on how larger cycles may mirror our inner experiences. The heavens become a symbolic language of consciousness rather than a system of fate. The birth chart as an energetic blueprint. Your birth chart is a snapshot of the sky at the exact moment you were born. It contains the zodiac signs, the planets, the 12 houses, the 4 elements, the relationships between the planets. Together, these create a unique symbolic map for self-discovery. When combined with Reiki, your chart becomes another tool for asking meaningful questions such as, where do I naturally feel grounded? How do I process emotions? How do I communicate? What motivates me? Which parts of myself need greater balance? The answers come through observation, not prediction. Conscious coordination. One of the central teachings of this academy is conscious coordination. Conscious coordination is the practice of bringing your body, mind, emotions, breath, spirit into harmony with the universal life. Instead of reacting unconsciously to life, we learn to observe ourselves with awareness. When we understand our natural patterns, we become better able to choose our responses with wisdom and compassion. Reiki becomes daily practice of aligning ourselves with balance rather than resistance. The elements as teachers. Each week of this academy explores one of the 5 elements. Each element represents a different expression of life energy. Earth teaches grounding and stability. Water teaches emotional wisdom and intuition. Fire teaches transformation and personal power. Air teaches communication and conscious breathing. Spirit teaches unity, awareness. and connection to universal life energy. As you study your birth chart, you will begin noticing how these elemental energies are expressed within your own life. Each planet symbolizes a different aspect of consciousness. Rather than controlling us, they offer symbolic insight into different parts of ourselves. For example, Sun, identity and life purpose. Moon, emotional awareness. Mercury, thinking and communication. Venus, love and relationships. Mars, motivation and action. Jupiter, growth and wisdom. Saturn, discipline and life lessons. Uranus, invitation and awakening. Neptune, spiritual, imagination and compassion. Pluto, transformation and renewal. Together, they help us understand how different energies work together within us. Reiki, awareness, and service. The purpose of learning astrology within this academy is not to label yourself or others. It is to develop compassion. As your self-awareness grows, so does your ability to understand the experiences of those around you. Reiki teaches us that healing begins within. Astrology helps us ask better questions. The elements help us restore balance. Together, these practices encourage us to cultivate healthier relationships with ourselves, our communities, and the world around us. A guiding reflection. As you move through this academy, remember, your birth chart is not your destiny. Your chakras are not limitations. Your past does not define your future. They are invitations to become more conscious. Every Reiki session, every breath, every reflection, and every act of compassion brings you closer to remembering the light that already exists within you. The stars remind us of our place in a greater universe. Reiki reminds us that the same life energy that moves through the cosmos also flows through us. By becoming aware of our own patterns, we learn to consciously coordinate our body, mind, spirit, and purpose with the universal rhythm of life.